Hey, I'm Kev welcome back to MotoGP 18 as it is incredibly close between the top 5 heading to the third visit to Spain of the season around the Motorland Aragon circuit. So here goes McDonald for the first of 3 possible qualifying outs if he has time. I think he just does, as we're in the wet. Now this circuit is mean in the dry. Let's see if it really bites in these wet conditions. Says Bezzecchi leads around a 205.1, does the Italian. McDonald hasn't been the best in these wet conditions, but as we saw around Brno, he's improving. But that was only light wetness. You know, as a wet track, dry overhead. This is teaming it down. Apparently he's 3/10 up. As we go into the middle sector, they got the flags waving to the right hand side. That's incredible. As we go for the roller coaster for the first time, get hard on that power. Don't dare visit first gear in these conditions though. So we just got to wait for the weir to settle down there. Of course, McDonald ride probably cost him some time, but he's still up apparently. So going to the left-hander, past the famous wall on the left. It's very much its only distinguishing feature, this circuit, which is a bit like a modern circuit, only built around a decade ago. So it's got lots of tarmac runoff everywhere. It's got a number of configurations. So McDonald tries to get on the power, and that's lost him like half a second down this straight. He's not going to be at the top thanks to that mistake. I don't see, just to get on a power around is difficult. As you approach 150 miles per hour. Make sure you don't catch too much curb on the inside there. He gets to run out the final corner, heading towards the line. 204.7 miles at the top now, with 202.6. But it definitely seems like it's the first sector, especially again, a bit like Misano, which is McDonald's best one. So he's got to maximise this first sector. He's using all the curves on his run right there. Just say maximise it. Makes a massive mistake like that. But he is gaining on the rider in front, though. And he's still up on Martin. Despite all those mistakes. A bit riding the right hander. I'm surprised the crowd is so enthusiastic on the right hand side. In these conditions, thought they'd just be wrapped up. Just enjoying seeing the motorbikes go around. That's all, we don't want to be on the curves, McDonald. Well, that's a much better left-hander. Look at that, nicely into the apex. Place a second down. Despite that looking like a fantastic run. So again, the second sector might be the bogey sector. So into the right-hander. Again, that front just not working. And he's lost a second in that sector again. Absolutely terrible from McDonald. But he's still got one go at this. I'd say he's got to be top 10 at least. He's down to 24th at the moment. Or he doesn't. As Martin's on pole ahead of Baschini and Di Gianantonio, connecting 4th ahead of Della Porta and Antonelli. Then Alonso Lopez leading the 3rd row on home turf ahead of Otto and Bezzecchi, the long-time leader in this session. With Suzuki round out the top 10 of Arbolino and McPhee back on track. It's Japanese rider Nikolichenko in 14th. Let's round out the top 20 is Tuba. And there's McDonald down in 25th alongside Zoya Mino. On the 9th row, Sasaki and the tie rider at the back. So lots to do in the race for McDonald. How far up the field can he go? Can he salvage some points and help decrease the damage that is going to be caused by Martin and Co. in the race. Let's say it's McDonald revving up then at the start in these wet conditions, waiting for the lights to go. Out as we get underway for 6 laps of torture around this Motorland Aragon circuit. McDonald gets a decent start. Being pushed wide by Mino. Makes a position up. Makes a number of positions up. Look at that around the outside of Masaki. He's made lots of changes to the set from qualifying. And that Bruno set he was using. There's all someone out on the outside. So that's a good move from Masaki back into 21st. There he goes, McDonald for the top 20. Not quite working out. It's Canet and Della Porter battling. And look at McDonald around the outside. Nicely done. Also showing that grunt of the leopard again. And so he tries to block and then just runs wide. So you get Yachenko up to 12th at home in these wet conditions. It seems like because it's done rider. And they got McDonald with the slipstream on Foggia into, or Bulliger should we say, into the top 20. He's got Nuadin in front. Oh, McDonald all over the curb, holds on. There's all someone's down. Mino's down behind as he tries to go down the inside of Bulliger. Whoa, a couple of riders down in front. So McDonald up to 17th. Got Ramirez behind. Oh, and he's got his beautiful slipstream up into 16th. Look at that, the points are in front just. Oh, and that's a nice smooth braking for the penultimate corner. Not smooth getting on the power though. Look at this, he's drifting this thing. Oh, he holds on to 16th with Martin leads ahead of Di Giannantonio, Bastianini, Canet and Antonelli rounds out the top 5. We go for the first corner. We've got Della Porta battling to be in that top 5. And we have got McDonald battling to be in the points positions, top 15. Over the back of Nuadin and Foggia. You can see Yachenko in front and Alonso Lopez as well. So McDonald forced wide though in the first set. So that's his set to remember. And just like Otto was one of those who fell. And we're down the inside. Alonso Lopez gets into that points position. Got Foggy in front. The odds the inside line. Everyone running a bit wide in front. You can see it's already spread out in the top 10. So gets into 40s now behind Nuadin. Having a good race to Malaysian. Malaysians do tend to be pretty good in these wet conditions. Whoa, rider down in front though. And here's Nuadin. Oh, that's the commentator's curse. So we're down the inside of Arenas. And that's suspended run wide, so he has to run on this back straight up into 11th for McDonald. You can see a top 10 in front. That'd be some result from where he started. So Arenas tries to get back by. Not working out for him. And it's Jakob Kornfeld in front. So Arenas pushes McDonald wide. But he gets going again, 204. So he's just over a second slower than Martin, so the changes seem to have worked. Now I'm going to be a bit more aggressive on the brakes, especially in these wet conditions. That's the biggest change. You can see Kornfeld and Suzuki, notice the bike doesn't understeer as much. Doesn't feel like we're riding a tugboat for McDonald. He's all over the top 10. It's not close enough to make the move into the left-hander though. And you get a good run. Is that Binder in the top 10? That's how you know this is a crazy race. So McDonald over the curb. As Arenas and Foggy are battling behind for 12. Del Porte ahead of Canet for 4th. As McPhee down in 23rd, he must have got caught up with Otto then, that we saw. Not opening that. McDonald can see 8th right in front. Definitely believes he can get that position. Does he go for the left? Oh, don't be taking that much curb, McDonald. Was even down to the fabled first gear, McDonald. As he's 6 tenths behind Cornford, but they run right. McDonald gets the slipstream. Look at this on the Czech rider. Here's the top 10 position. And he's going to get a slipstream with Binder as well to help hold off Cornfeld into the penultimate corner. As Binder gets overtaken. McDonald uses all the curves. He's going around the outside. Turn 3.2. That's some that time. He tries to make the move on Suzuki into the first corner. But he has to settle for 10th. Oh, he can get the cut back though. Through the right. Up into 8th. What a fantastic race for McDonald then. You see 7th in front. Nice and smooth on the power when he needs to be as well. That's what we like to see from McDonald. And it's Marco Bezzecchi in front. But he's had a couple of run-ins now this season. Definitely one of his toughest opponents. One of the toughest riders to overtake as well. No, he runs right in front. And you can see that battle between Canet, Del Porte, in front of Bezzecchi as well, for 4th, 5th and 6th. I'm not sure McDonald can get up to that in the second half of this race, but he can definitely catch Bezzecchi. Now that he's free of Binder, just to say that hello, Doubt. You go for the right hand, and Binder pushes McDonald wide. McDonald blocks him off into the right. And a bit wide into the left. Oh, we've got to find his way by because they're just slowing him down. Look at that. He's almost 2 seconds behind Bezzecchi now. Thanks to just fighting for them in that middle sector. And they take alternate lines and hold them off. So here's McDonald holding that inside line. If I'm doing a 2:03, it's a second slower than his previous to that. Well, he breaks very deep into that first corner as Otto's marching towards the points. Up into 18th for the German. We've got Tuba in 24th ahead of Masaki. Gabriel Rodrigo down in 22nd. You are seeing some unusual places for riders in this race, where it really does shake it up occasionally. I would normally say 8th is unusual for McDonald, but after that middle field of the season, I don't think it is. But especially from where he started, this would be a fantastic result. Again, not very good for the championship, considering he has all his rivals finishing in front of him. But it's good damage limitation. The conditions he's not very good in. You've got Arbolona and Fogger battling like a hell. McDonald definitely is gaining on Bezzecchi. Look at this clean air. Can just run the lines he wants to. There's Almeza down, number 5 on the home turf. Well, I say that, it's 1.7 behind Bezzecchi. So he was gaining in the first half of the lap, and then kind of slows down that middle sector. Just so he doesn't have the slipstream, instead Suzuki and Binder do behind. We go out the penultimate corner or final corner. On to the final lap. That's a better lap time, 203.7. 1.3 behind Bezzecchi. So much better when he's just by himself. As he got Sasaki and McPhee battling for 18th. Loy battling for 27th with Mino. Turning very low down the order. All race long with Loy though, from the start. It's actually hit to the Belgium. You can see how much McPhee, or McDonald should I say, gains in that first sector. Gained half a second on Bezzecchi. Then poor qualifying into the right hander, or braking should I say. As now Suzuki pushes McDonald wide. Not very nice from Suzuki. McDonald gets him back, but then has to run a country mile wide. He gets a warning on this final lap, shouldn't matter too much. So Suzuki once again by McDonald. McDonald trying to get him back into the right hander. What an absolute bell end. So McDonald all the way down to 15th on this final lap. That's always going to happen with the Japanese Roy with how he was riding though. So I'm being incredibly aggressive. So McDonald down to 14th on this final lap. For a comfortable top 10. And there goes Otto trying to inflict more pain. Instead, McDonald trying to get 13th. How he snuck it on the line. Head of Alonso Lopez. He's shaking his head. No, he hasn't. I thought he did. I thought he had the run.
So it's a Grassini 1-2. Martinelli, Di Gianantonio with Bizarre Baschini in furthest and a second back. With Della Porta in fourth, Leopard 3-4. Head of the straight Galizio of Canet ran out the top 5. Antonelli, Bezzecchi, Binder. His KTM, and then Gornfeld, Arbolona ran out the top 10. Arenas, Foggia, Alonso Lopez. There's McDonald. Look at his pace, 203.2 or 203.2. There's right there with Bezzecchi. So he would have finished where he should have been, around 8th, if it wasn't for Suzuki's final lap move. And of course, he does not score a point. Just 5 so, as he's behind Otto in 15th. The German snatches the point after this early race clash with, I believe, McPhee. And around out the top 20 is Bulliger. And right at the back, it is Mesa on home turf. So in the Riders' Championship, Martin goes back to the lead as he's 8 points ahead of Di Gianantonio. And then McDonald's down to third, 20 points behind. Alongside Canet. And Sebastian just a further 3 points back. So it's still very close between the top 5. But now it's the Grassini boys in charge. As you got Bezzecchi in 6th, 9 points ahead of Antonelli. And Delaporte a bit lonely in 8th. You've got Cornfield up to 12th. You've got Binder up to 19th. That would be a fantastic result. We've got Arenas up to 18th as well. Suzuki down to 22nd. Still, 4 riders haven't scored points so far this season. So that first rider status goes back slightly for McDonald, but he does improve his riding position and throttle management to 69. Brakes management up to 70. Lean angle up to 71. Not much reputational development points earned from this outing. As in MotoGP, Marcus wins on home turf ahead of Dovi and Rossi. In Moto2, it's Oliveira ahead of Alex Marquez, and Vergey gets on the podium. And your new Red Bull Rookies Cup champion is the Czech rider. Congratulations to him. And also, if we scroll further down, I forgot to show this earlier. Who's the best rider on the pod racing team? And I've got his fans out in force. No, any of Bastianini fans though. They are Borgia in second. What the hell? So with 5 races remaining, McDonald's on the back foot after another disappointing result. But heading to Thailand, he comes off the back of a good race. Just didn't get the points he needed. But we'll see how he does next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.